Hi, this is Deviani with ProsperityClub.house. When things go wrong in real estate investing, you might be wondering why would things go wrong, especially if you have prepared and planned everything out. How you're buying the property and who's going to be fixing it. You have all your contractors in line. You've got everything done. You've done your numbers. You've done your math. You know how much it's going to sell for. Everything, right? But sometime or another, something's gonna go wrong. It's just how it is. I mean, think about your life. Does everything always happen according to plan? No. And when I say wrong, I mean I just mean not according to plan, because it's rarely a straight line from point A to point B. Oftentimes you're going kind of like in squiggles, up and down, but you do ultimately where you want to get to, so you do get there, but there could be ups and downs. And so it's just best to be prepared. And so when we do our numbers, when we do our math, we figure that something at some point isn't going to go according to plan. And let me give you an example of that. On this house where I'm standing right now, it so many things did not go according to plan. But one thing that happened was actually there was no way that I can think of how we could have prevented it. So the plumber that we hired for this, he came recommended through another investor friend, and actually he had worked on a property, one of my properties that I had partnered with this other investor on a property, and this plumber had worked on that property, and he's actually good. Like, he started off really great, and I felt like he had a good work ethic. Like, he's like, no, I'm going to start on Saturday and not wait till Monday, things like that. And then somewhere along the line, somehow it was discovered that his license was not renewed, and he had to get that information to the village. And I don't know to this day what the hangup was, but for some reason he couldn't get it renewed. So we were waiting for his insurance. It was his insurance that wasn't getting renewed, for his license to be renewed. So we're waiting for his insurance, the insurance company, his broker, to take care of it, and then he would give me updates. I would ask him what's going on. He'd give me an update. Well, I went to the underwriter while we're waiting for something. Then it got denied. Okay, it got declined, and then we had to find somebody else for him to go to. So he reapplied, and then he told us, "Oh, it's going to happen for sure with this guy." And it's like, "Let me know." And all these different things kept happening, and I really don't think that he meant for any of it to happen, because while that was happening, he wasn't able to work on other properties either. So he wasn't working at all. He wasn't getting paid on our job because it wasn't finished. And so he might have dropped the ball, but it wasn't done on purpose. And would we use him again? Probably, yeah, because he did a good job and he gave us a good price, and he did have good work ethic, So what I'm saying is, because that wasn't done, he couldn't finish the job, and we had a few weeks where nothing was getting done on the house, because until the plumbing was done, we couldn't move forward. The plumbing had to be finished so that the plumbing inspection could be finished, because the other mechanicals were done. The electrical inspection was done, and the HVAC inspection was done. So only thing left to do is the plumbing inspection. That had to be done before we could move on and put in the sprinkler system and move on from there. So these things just happen. And why is wasted time a big deal? Because we borrowed money for this house. So we're paying interest every day that we still have that money. We're paying interest on it, and utilities. For this village, okay, we haven't used a drop of water yet all this time that we've had this house, but we still pay over $100 for water to this village. That's just how they're set up. For example, then there's the electricity and taxes, like this. We're paying all that every day that we still have the house. So, like I said, things will always happen. Something can go wrong, but the most important thing is that we problem solve. So we come up with this, come to an obstacle. We figure out how to get over it, through it, around it, under it, whatever we need to do. In fact, when this was happening, I did explore other options. Like I started looking for another plumber, thinking, okay, how long is this going to take, and should we bring in another plumber to finish this? And by that time, our original plumber had figured out what he might have to do, and we were getting close to getting insured. So and the other plumbers weren't gonna necessarily be better, in that they were gonna charge us to inspect the plumbing that was already done, and then just it wasn't going to be more economical. Okay, but the one thing that we should all do as investors when we buy a property and we're rehabbing it or whatever we're doing with it is make sure you have the proper insurance. So when we buy a property to fix and flip, we get insurance specifically for that. And this house, so actually I go through the same lady every time because she's great, and she wrote it up for the purchase price of the house and how much we were planning to put in, and that's how that works. So it was about approximately 95 to 100,000 for buying it, and then about 50,000 or 60,000, I can't remember the exact figure right now, to rehab it. That's all it can be insured for, not holding costs, not anything else. So we had that for a while, and then when our plans changed and we were going to make it a much bigger house, I contacted her and said, okay, we are now putting in a lot more money. This house is worth a lot more, but more importantly, if something happens to it, we're going to be losing a lot more money than the 150 or 160,000. So we need to change our insurance and have more coverage. And at that point, then she told me what we needed to do. Like I had to send in the blueprints, like the plans for the house, invoices of work that was already done and completed, and then contracts for work that was still needed to be done. And then I went through underwriting again, and then we paid a little bit more for insurance. I think it was like 248 is a number that's sticking in my head. 248, I believe, more for 6 months, and totally worth it. So be prepared, plan, do the best you can. But when things happen, just figure out a way through it, and make sure that you are properly insured and protected. All right. Send us questions if you have them. Talk to you soon. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join our Facebook group. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.